Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X-2. Last time we finished up what we were doing and the White Mage job class, which I haven't really gone over all that much. It does exactly what you think it does. It's the White Mage job class. The first ability we want to learn when we change into them is Vigor, or Vigor, or however you want to pronounce it. And I will go into why that's the case a little bit later. I believe the area I want to work on that is the Thunder Plains, or at least that's what I did in my test run, unless I find a better spot. But I will go over, what is it, there's a term for it, circular AP something or other, whatever. Anyway, basically it's an effective way of grinding abilities out without doing too much else. I just want to double check to make sure there's no treasures hidden in the background or anything like that. Doesn't look like it, so we can move on. There's no battles in this screen. Oh, one other thing, by the way, is notice how much MP, say, Yuna has here, 38. When she changes into a White Mage, her HP and her MP do change. So if I was able to cast it, I just got done off the save point, so I don't need to. But if I cast it and it used 4 MP, it would scale back down when I got out of the White Mage job class. So even though it used 4 MP when I had 83, when I would change back to the Warrior job class that only has 38, I would only lose 1 or 2 MP. So it's really nice in that way. It doesn't drain all of your MP right away. It actually does the transformation, just does it off screen into the other job class. So that's very nice. I very much appreciate having an easy way of healing right in the menu like that. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot we can do around here, except fight this same, you know, giant muscle-bound things we've been fighting all along. As I said, you'll want to fight all the enemies you can around here because we do want to gain a little bit of experience so that we can get another job class coming up, well, basically whenever we want, but I would like to get it sooner rather than later. And here we get a single potion, which should be our 9th item in this area, assuming I haven't missed anything. Hopefully not. It's not. Oh, it is you. Okay. Lady in yellow. I guess that's yellow? Whatever. So 4? Yeah! And 1. Perfect! And here comes item number 10. And we have one of the new enemies that were remaining. Some evil eye. I think he's called Fly Eye. He has a total of 258 HP. 1,032 if he oversouls. No weaknesses. If I haven't said in the previous episodes about if they don't have weaknesses, then they don't have weaknesses, so don't worry about it. They might have elemental immunities, but that's not included in my quick list there, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm not going to use a lot of elemental attacks to begin with. Okay, so this guy can cast water. This guy's also weak to fire. He's called Bully Cap. He's only got 94 HP and 376 if he oversouls. Remember him for a little bit later. We are going to be getting a different job class than the one I have been mentioning before we really want to deal with him. Actually, we're getting 2 more, but that's besides the point. Yeah, not all that much we can do with the enemies around here. They're pretty basic. Remember, do not go into Mushroom Rock Road. We want to get into every area by airship. Alright, so there is the 11th item out of 14. And you'll just allow me to do that. So I am looking for the little kid over here. Don't go too far. You're flirting with somebody who's probably triple your age. You look like you're like 6 or 7. Sure, kid. Tons of chocobos. Everyone rides hovers now. Fiends around which eat chocobos. Okay. Don't have to worry about getting attacked or nothing. I'm not reading every single word the kid's saying. I'm just kind of going over it kind of briefly. Should be 5 for you. By the way, the reason why I'm picking specific options is the specific options give you different amounts of points. There's 5 options there. Depending on which one they like more, you'll either get, you can get either 0 or up to 5. I'm not sure if you can get 1, 2, 3, 4 in between, or if they're like a couple of them only give you 2, or what it is, but it doesn't really matter. Just work off of the guides. Fighting for chocobo rights, huh? Alright, let's see. Little boy, guy in a purple shirt. Are you a purple shirt? You're a prophet. Okay. You want everyone to agree with you. So, in other words, you're hounding them. Let's see. Well, you don't have purple on, so I guess none of these people are. Uh-oh. So yeah, none of them can do anything, so let's head down here. I think the guy in purple is down here. Shortly after entering the area. Wait, there's supposed to be somebody else here. Oh, no, sorry. I always end up missing the lines in the PR walkthrough that say to move on to the next screen first. So yeah, there is a guy. There he is. I remember seeing this guy before. Reminds me of Wants or Waka. You were escorting the Grand Maester, were you? Option 2 for you. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't have any bearing, logical bearing on why they would choose this one or that one or the other one. Can't go up there right now. Treasure! I'll take it. Mana Spring! Actually, I think that actually... Wait a minute. Did I just see what I thought I saw? Was that a baby chocobo eater? Interesting. I don't remember seeing that before. Probably because I was looking at a guide. And fall down. Yeah. Don't worry too much about the enemies. I'll leave an episode a battle in here or there, just to kind of show you that no, I haven't really changed my strategy. It's basically just what it was before. Alright, 2 echo screens, and there should only be 1 more. Might as well hit the save point for the free heal. There's nothing we can do over here for now, though there will be other stuff we can do later. What do you have to say? I don't think you do anything. What was it again? Like it always did? Well, according to this, I was supposed to go to the next screen, but 4? Yes. Okay. And matchmaking is 1. There we go. If you get those specific dialogue responses, you know you've done it correctly. If you get different responses, then you didn't do it right. Now, over here, with the jump ability, you can jump all the way up here. It leads to nothing. I'm going to tell you right now. Can I get down, please? There we go. Can actually get down. Thank you very much, game. And the final treasure in here should be the 14th one. A couple of softs. Most of the treasure, not too important, but it's nice getting that 3rd iron bangle because now everyone's got one. And the final new enemy. Oversoul. Okay, we'll take out this other guy first. Oversoul happens when you've dealt or you've killed enough of a particular enemy. When the enemy oversouls, in this case, Wild Wolf has 740 HP now that he's oversouled. There we go. Then he gets a different attack pattern, he gets more HP and more stats. They also change what you can steal from them sometimes, as well as drops. So in that way, it's an interesting aspect to play with. Now, not only can normal enemies do this, but so can bosses. Which is why I was mentioning the oversoul potential for the Flame Dragon in the previous episode, even though, he was a boss. Pretty much, it's anytime you kill an enemy of a specific species. So a Wild Wolf or any other wolf variant will add up, and eventually you will get into Oversoul. Now, if you want to maintain an enemy to Oversoul, say, so that you make a specific boss Oversoul, what you do is you wait for him to Oversoul, then run away. and that will maintain the oversoul until the next time you run into it. And if you run away from that one, it'll maintain it until the following time that you run into the enemy as well. So it'll remain oversoul until you kill that enemy. And any new enemy you'll run into will be like that. Now, if you say run into 3 wolves, not all 3 of them will oversoul, only 1 of them will. But that'll be an important mechanic for later. Okay. Look mighty familiar. I'm sure you're looking at her pictures doing God knows what. The top guy, you, option 1. Bottom guy, you are option 3. And that's pretty much it for this area. So I'm going to fight my way out, and then I will find the first save point and warp back up to the airship, and then we will go on to the next area. Okay, we're back. I probably won't talk to these two every single time we get back, because I'll probably forget, but for the most part, you know, gives us a little, you don't like the sunset, even though it looks awesome. Yeah, I guess it's just supposed to, you know, reinforce her dark personality or gothic look or whatever. Alright, so we've done that. Next thing I want to do is I want to go to Beaconell. Albeder excavating the desert. Treasure to be found. Need an invitation to join, apparently. Oh, right, I'm supposed to do Thunder Plains before I do that. I was going to do Thunder Plains much later. But I guess we could do Thunder Plains now. Never a sunny day.
Guess what? Riku finally overcame her fear of thunder.
Cool!
Know how? She said she camped out here for a week.
It's one way of doing it. Why? Game, you're not going to give us why? Fine, there's no why. Of course, I was, you know, my notes were all prepared to do a different area, but yeah, sometimes the treasure chest is back here. I don't have my list of how many treasures are in this area or anything else at the moment. This area is really easy to get lost on how many treasures you're trying to find, because they like to hide them quite well, and they're almost always somewhere different, depending on the chapter, so. Alright, look at all my 7s. Look at all, well, my 7s are all gone, except for the first one, but my HP was all 7s, all lucky 7s.
Come on.
Alright, so we got that. Trying to remember where the treasures are this time. Just gonna check all the normal locations. But for the most part, you're kind of screwed either way. Alright. An Ochu-like thing, I'm sure it gives good experience. I will, once we find an enemy we've already seen, I will go double check my notes there and go find where I put the extra stuff. Now, I'm going to leave Riku in poison. I'm also going to leave Pain in poison. Unfortunately,
We're on a roll.
I wasn't able to get Yuna in poison yet, but I want to keep those status effects, and I will explain why in a moment here, once we're able to get that on Yuna as well. Yeah, there are chocobos around here. They have like 360 some odd HP everywhere. They never give any experience.
All according to plan.
So I wouldn't worry about them all that much. It's our second treasure chest. There's usually, I think, 3 per side of the Thunder Plains, typically. I'm not sure if that's always the case, but sometimes there's one in here. Alright, we got another new enemy. It's going to fall down as easy as everything else. Yeah, don't worry about the HP loss for now. I do have a plan and strategy, and we will get into that in a little bit here. Okay. let us move on a little bit. Yeah, depending on where you go around the Thunder Plains, the fog tends to be in the way and hide the treasure chest, but the camera angle will change at certain points, and that's kind of how you're supposed to find some of these treasures. Okay, got everything figured out. Also, you may have noticed that there are no longer any lightning bolts around here. Thank Christ for that. And they keep that up throughout the entirety of the game. There are never any. So let's see, the gold element has 84 HP, weak to water, 396 if it oversouls. This guy, the Ricochet, is 182 HP, 738 when they're oversold, no weakness. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. I don't see a treasure chest over there. There's one more on this side, and it's the only one that really matters. As you can see, this area has been blocked off. We have a new one here. Lesser Drake. Lesser Drakes have 577 HP and are weak to ice, if you were interested in doing that. And now it's probably a good time to use that White Mage healing ability, and I can demonstrate what I was talking about before. So we got 89 MP. We'll use this 3 times down to 77. And now it's rebalanced itself. So we've only used 6 of our 42 MP. So that's nice. Alright, so there's one more treasure chest. I'm wondering where exactly it is. By the way, if we don't run into that Ochu again, then the Ochu has... No, it's not over there. The Ochu has 1,480 HP. There it is. 3,755 when they're oversold, and they are weak to fire. So that's how you deal with them if you care to use elements. Here we get a black choker. I don't remember exactly what that does, but I would suspect it's better than nothing. Guards against confusion. Actually, you know what? That's not a bad idea around here, because as we saw, there's that one enemy that could inflict it. So we're going to do that for you, and we're going to give you the fairy rings to also protect against confusion, so I don't have to worry about at least that status effect. Okay. So that should be all the treasure on this side. So let's go to Rin's shop here. I don't believe there's any PR stuff we can do here. There's also not that many people here, so double check. No, nothing from you guys. They fixed all the broken lightning rod towers. How fixed they really are. That wouldn't imply something extremely horrible for Chapter 2, would it? No, it couldn't possibly be. If you could see me right now, I'm like twitching of just remembering the evilness. But anyway. Truly great, man. Yeah, we heard about that. What do you have? Alright. You could buy lightning stuff if you want. There are a number of these gleams throughout the game. In a few different areas, you can buy a gleam to add an element to your attack or your skills if you want to. I bought these in my test run and then never really used them, though there probably are some good uses for them, so I'll probably get them again, just not quite yet, because they're not really necessary. You could buy more yellow rings if you want, but again, I wouldn't. Just not really worth our money at this point in the game. We just don't have enough of it. You're hungry. Aren't we all hungry? All the time? God, I spent a lot of time at this save point. Yeah, there's a number of reasons why, but there's 3 treasure chests on this side. This is the first one. And again, they're in different spots each time, so I'm checking a number of the ones that I remember. A lot of times they'll put it up there, so be aware of that. Alright, what else we got around here? There are 2 new enemies that we haven't seen yet. This is one of them. Fire Elemental, or Red Elemental, 99 HP, 336 for the Oversoul, and weak to Ice. Okay, I would like... So we're not going to be able to get... yeah, he's got a Flame Breath attack. Ow. There we go. Somebody else You got magic up. Some of the enemies will use like things like magic up or strength up, but usually by the time they do that, they're dead, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Go in and look at our abilities here. Alright, so we finished all the things we need to as far as the warrior goes. So I'm going to switch you back to the Oh, you already learned item hunter. Well, there's that, I guess. Well, I guess now is as good a time as any to go for my what I want to be able to do. What about you? Can you work on anything? You still have a couple more points to work on. And I'll throw you on that for a quick moment. And I don't know. Should I work on something? No. Let's... Oh! SOS Protect. I forgot to do that. Yeah, I gotta do that first. And you also have to work on SOS Protect, so that's fine. Make sure to heal up. Go. There's 2 more chests around here, and then we'll go over... once everyone's poisoned, then we'll be able to go over the strategy that I want to do. Poison is kind of required for my strategy. And I will talk about what strategy this is and how it works in a basic sense. I'm not going to go over it in massive amounts of detail because it's different depending on who you are.
No problem.
Or, you know, what level you are, what job classes you're using, what enemies you're fighting, that kind of thing. So let's go back to Riku and make sure she's working on SOS Protect there. Go. See if we can find the remaining 2 treasure chests around here. Do not know where they are. There's one. So 1 remaining. Let's got a couple of grenades. Okay, I'll show part of this fight here because this guy decided he was going to oversoul, even though I was going to do it off screen. He doesn't really change all that much when he does oversoul. A lot of the enemies will gain new abilities, like, yeah, destroy Phoenix Down. So he'll just kill one of your Phoenix Downs. Not all of them, but one of them will disappear from your inventory when it does that, assuming it hits, I think. I don't really pay attention because destroying one of my items really doesn't hurt me all that much. Yeah, see, I got 25 Phoenix Downs. I'm not worried. You can use potions too if you want to. I would stick to the MP for the most part because that would probably be better because we can sell some of the potions to get some money when we get close to maxing them out. And where's that one other treasure chest and that one other enemy? The one other enemy, that's unfortunate. That's not going to be fun. Okay, let's see. There's the last treasure chest. So I'm looking for another fight against the Ochu and the 1 remaining new enemy. And until I find them, I will be off screen, running away from a number of the fights. Oh, by the way, I don't think I've ever even gone over running away. Press over to the right, press escape. I think you have to do it with each girl individually. So there's that. But yeah, after this, I will be running from the majority of fights. Well, I'll probably learn SOS Protect, and then I'll run from fights. Once everyone's got it, then we should be good to go. But anyway, I will see you in a moment. Okay, here's the new enemy around here. Power Break, Armor Break. I have her as a Black Mage for no particular reason, just to work on focus so that somebody can work on something. But this guy has a lot of HP, 1240, 1312 of the Oversouls, and he can deal this attack, which does lots of damage, and it's an area of effect, so if there's more enemies around the area where he's doing it, he'll deal more damage, so be very, very careful in this fight. It's not something really worthwhile fighting, to be honest, because you just don't deal enough damage. He's got a high amount of physical damage or defense, but a lot less magic defense, so a Black Mage would actually be useful here. I'm simply doing it. Ow! I'm simply doing it for just because everyone else is trying to learn SOS Protect. but as you progress through the game, you'll fight harder and harder variants of that guy. Pretty much avoid them. They're almost never worth fighting. Okay, we're back, and I have attained the poison status for all of my characters. Make sure not to touch the save point in between. Not that I did, but... and normally I would say that sarcastically. I didn't this time. I've done it in the past where I'm trying to save up, you know, a status effect or something like that, go to the save point. Fuck! But anyway, so we've turned everyone into white mages. I just went to my garment grids, selected this, say okay, and then put white mage on the grid for us. Now, the reason I'm going to do this is because it's time to start grinding. And by grinding, I don't mean experience grinding, I mean AP grinding. Now, each enemy you kill gives you, right now, 1 AP. Each time you use a move tailored to a specific job class, it gives you an additional 1 AP in addition to the one you get from killing the enemy. So, what we're going to do is we're going to get things in a cycle so that every action we take is going to build up our AP by 1. And in addition to that, it's also going to not kill either us or the enemy so that we can keep doing it on a cycle for a long period of time. Which means everyone wants to be set on Vigor. We haven't learned Vigor yet, so the first little bit's going to take a little bit longer. But once we learn it, then it'll become a lot easier, because Vigor is single targeting. Once we get this, that's when this method really starts working well. But for now, we'll just have to use Prey. That's fine. So anyway, make sure everyone's a white mage, and make sure everyone is in poison. Before going too far, go to Config, Cursor, Set to Memory. Abusing the crap out of the memory ability is a really effective way of building up a lot of AP quite quickly. So let's find a battle here against a not difficult opponent. That one probably will work. And then basically, we're just going to pray the whole time. The reason we want everyone to be in poison is because healing yourself will only work to increase the amount of AP, or like to give you AP, if you don't have full HP for everyone. So if you're trying to heal a target and they already have maximum HP, it's not going to work. In this case, basically, as long as it heals us some amount, which is why I'm waiting in between using it until poison activates, then we'll get AP for it. But if we just spam it all at the same time, we won't get AP for it, because we need to be able to restore some amount of HP. Which is why it works really well with Vigor when we get that later, because it doesn't cost any MP, and it's single targeting. It only targets the user. So each time you use it, you know, it has a little bit of charge up time, and so you use it, and it only heals yourself. Basically, every time poison hits you, you are able to use Vigor to counteract it. So you can basically hold down the button and turn on fast forward without worrying too much about, you know, how much HP you're going to have, and most of the time you should have at least less than max, so that you're actually healing something and gaining AP for it. Now, you can do this with a number of different combinations, like casting, say, a fire spell on a flame elemental, and then having somebody cast Prey on the party, and then somebody else, I don't know, using a weak attack on the enemy that won't deal too much damage. But basically, all I'm going to be doing for this is slowly doing this until everybody learns Vigor. Then once everybody learns Vigor, then I'm going to change job classes with L1 or running away, either or, ending the battle, and then getting things all set up with Vigor, and make sure I'm learning Cura, the second level Cure spell, because I'm going to use this to learn Vigor, Cura, Curaga, and probably Asuna, I believe. I might get Dispel as well by doing this, but it kind of depends. Just basically watch your HP. If anything is below max, you're free to use it. And eventually we will just learn our ability, which is very nice. The reason why we want poison is because it gives us a constant stream of damage for everybody. It's especially effective when using Vigor as opposed to Prey. With Prey, as long as the enemy is hitting us for some amount of damage, we're fine, because we'll be healing somebody. But yeah, it's a rather cheap way of building up experience, but for the most part, I don't want to use white mages in my active party because they're really not that good and they're very unnecessary, considering abilities that we will be getting very, very shortly. So this is my method of grinding out all of the white mage stuff we have to deal now, and then we don't have to deal with white mages for pretty much the rest of the game. So I'm going to keep doing this in between episodes because watching me do this all day isn't interesting. And yeah, when we start up the next episode, we will have a bunch of abilities learned for White Mage, and it'll be a lot, it'll make it easier to kind of heal as we go and use them in the few battles where we actually want to use, you know, White Mage job class, specific boss fights maybe, or something like that. But anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.